Good day and welcome. Playing Starfield. You can tell because it says Starfield all over it. Anywho, we are in Jameson right now. I think I just finished a quest. Or I was in the middle of one of the two. I guess that's it. It's going to be one or the other, right? So we'll see what we're on. We were doing the Andrasia quest. I don't know if that was completely considered finished or not. Guess we'll look on our little questometer. Yeah, it's a different thing. I was collecting the 469 lead. How much lead I have now? Got 16 there. $106 we got now. Out of 469. We gotta probably find a place we can put an extractor down.
Anything I can do for you? I really love this place. Couldn't imagine living anywhere else. Oh, sure. There's always tons of travel into New Atlantis, so there's no shortage of people to meet. I love talking with the new people and hearing about their journeys. Not to mention, it's also nice and safe. Unlike my brother's job.
Uh-oh.
He's a Marine, and if that wasn't bad enough, he's stationed in Sidonia. He keeps telling me it's safe and how he loves his job, but I just worry about him so much. All I ever hear about Sidonia is how many people get hurt in accidents there.
They do have a lot of
Just pray
accidents
he'll be
there.
okay. I hope you're right. I just have such a hard time believing that, though. But, oh my, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to dump all of that onto you. It just feels good to get it all off my chest. Have a good one.
Hope life is treating you well. Let me know. Good to see you again. Can I catch you later?
Let me know if you need something.
Hey, it's Phil Hill. Man, this guy's everywhere.
If you don't see what you want, feel free. If it belongs on your ship, oh, please, take a look.
I should just get ready with an extractor here. Make sure I have all the parts for that.
You are our guest.
Stephanie, thank you for liking. Much appreciated. Resources. Database. Here's a database. Let's look. Uh, Post modules. And extractors. So for the regular extractor, need aluminum, iron, and tungsten. I think. Extractor, lead. Is any different? I don't think it would be. 4 aluminum, 5 iron, and 2 tungsten. Aluminum, iron, and tungsten. Oh, was today pretty good? Forgot to eat my lunch, so busy. Okay, so aluminum. Iron and tungsten. I probably have all that stuff, but tungsten there. And for storage, power. Aluminum, beryllium, and copper. Adaptive frames, aluminum, and nickel. That's all the things I think we need. Except for the
Thanks for coming
tungsten.
in.
Seems to be lacking. Maybe I have to go sit down and just make sure to get some tungsten. Hooray! All right. You feeling better yet, Stephanie? You didn't even ask me what I had for dinner yesterday. No. Not even slightly improved. There, now we'll go get some tungsten. And that guy should put some clothes on. You have a puffer.
Oh, please, take a look. Thanks for shopping at Jemison Mercantile.
Doesn't really match up with what I was talking about. I'm not sure if I missed something there. See, I asked you, you're feeling better, not even a little better. Said no. And I pointed out how you never even asked me what I had for supper yesterday. And then you said you have a puffer. Not sure what you're responding to there exactly. And I put a message for you to pin. There's almost a 99% chance I'm not going to pin it. There's about a 20% or 30% chance I might delete the message, though. I mean, it really depends on what you're saying. I don't pin stuff very often, that's for sure. Because if that's a self-promo, that's against the rules, right? So it's got to be something very specific for me to pin it. You think there's any lead over here? Nickel is PB. What's lead? Alexa, what's the chemistry table in Alexa, what's the lead symbol for chemistry? It is PB. Thanks for joining. My name is Eric. Please feel free to like and share and follow and type notify to turn on notifications so you don't miss any future streams. Well, that's a close to a message I might consider pinning, but I don't know why you need to have your name in there. To be honest. We got lead. Thank you for sharing.
How about here? Ooh, that feels good.
Where's the PB, man? Oh, there's tungsten here and lead. Get on the line of
You
that.
are our guest.
I can get a little bit of both there. That'd be all right. I gotta go there first. Thank you for liking and sharing. I don't think those messages, those pins actually do much, to be honest. Although the exclamation notify is a good message to have. No, I'm in the UC Vanguard.
Oh, gee, sorry, I called you a civilian. I'm just reading the official jargon. I swear this stuff was written by robots. Good luck out there in the space lanes. Catch you at the den sometime.
That was interesting. You forgot to ask me yesterday because I was super tired and I'm taking a puffer for my cough. How does the puffer influence that? I'm wondering. All right, let's find some lead. Found a good spot there, but then it made me travel there first. So zoom in. We want lead and tungsten. Nickel would be good too. Platinum would be good. Let's try going right here, maybe. We can catch a little bit of all four. All rocky desert there. Lead's the least important. Tungsten's good though. I'd really like some tungsten. Is there anywhere that gap is narrower? Lead, tungsten, nickel. Platinum. Oh, I can't mine here anyway. Rip, it's extreme environment. I never had COVID. You accused me of that before, but I've actually never officially tested positive. I was sick and I tested for COVID and the test was negative. When we discussed that before, you said I had COVID before too, but it's possible that I could have had it, but the test came up negative. So if I did have it, the test didn't detect it. But I was tired. I'm always tired. Although I don't know if it makes me forget details or stuff like that. I don't think it really does. I'm pretty detail oriented, you know. That's why I can notice. I mean, it's not a big deal. You forget to ask sometimes, it's no big deal, right? Did I have for dinner last night? I had Baconator combo. And I had that Halloween juice or whatever it's called. There, which is like swamp water. You know what swamp water is? Go to a pop machine. Man, this would be a pretty decent planet to survey. Not survey
You are our guest.
stuff from extractors. Chris, thank you for liking. Always had a lack of tungsten too, so gotta remember this planet. This is the gravity. like all the materials I want. Maybe it's like low gravity, I don't know. You had soup last night? Yeah, you were saying that, I think. And macaroni or something like that. Macaroni and cheese, and there's one other item you said too, but I can't remember what it was now. The tungsten patch.
You are our guest.
Well, at least I have this spot marked, and maybe I can use that. Scotty's gonna tell me about the volleyball now, I think. Are you talking about soup yesterday or today? Oh, geez, eh? Big earthquake over there. Oh, Stephanie must have fallen asleep. Oh, the volleyball's tomorrow. Here we go. We found something. There's a hazard over there. Now, the last element we need, and we just need to find the one special thingamabopper. Nickel, some lead. I'll take care of the lead. Or you're at your limit in a row. Oh, well, Scotty talked. I don't know if refreshing that is what would do it, though. Because on my screen, you're still at so many in a row, you know? How many did you say? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row you had. I was right. Scotty was going to talk about volleyball. I don't even know where the heck Belfry is, to be honest. Oh, yeah, it's soup both days. Oh, well, I only had Wendy's on one of the days. That was yesterday. Big lead field here, man. I wonder if I can still put an outpost out to check. No, I can't. What a teaser, eh? Find nice environment. Tungsten. Nickel. How often you have to use lead? What'd you have for dinner, Scotty? Stephanie had soup today. hazard go? There. Hazards are this away. I hope it was chicken noodle soup. That's the best soup when you're sick. I've never mined so much ore my whole life. Very convenient here, though. Lots handy. Good variety. We make our way to the hazard. Oh, I think Scotty left. He just came to tell us the Belfry lowdown or something like that, and then he took right off or something. Maybe he's gonna go inform other streamers of the Belfry pirates. Look at this thing. There we go. Didn't even find the last element yet. Resource, I mean. Oh yeah. You know the thing where he asks how many days, that's been working again. Some people were doing it yesterday. No, the exclamation point. Robots must be fixed or something. Funny way to mine, eh? You know, you'd think I'd be able to go to any kind of materials vendor and they'd have tons of this stuff. Be able to make tungsten jewelry. Tungsten's like super hard, you know, it's a really hard material. This direction, maybe it'll turn up
You are our
material.
guest.
Yod, thank you for liking. Yod, the demigod. Mr. Apex himself. He likes the Apex. And once in a while, Destiny. I don't think Yod likes other games, though. Well, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Once, I think. I could tell you everything that Yod does. He likes going to around New York and watching street performers and going into stores, complaining about the price of chips.
Oh, not there. Okay, how about here? Ooh, that feels
You're
good.
back. Well, Caesar's here too. Thank you for sharing and liking, Caesar. You know, I was saying when you were gone, apparently
You are our guest.
gone, that that exclamation point command that tells you how long you've been a follower. People were using that yesterday, so the bots must be fixed. How am I today? I'm all right. I forgot to eat my lunch today. I very busy at work, I guess. Forgot altogether. And I was like, 4 o'clock. I was thinking, man, I'm kind of hungry. And I was like, felt my lunch bag, and it was like, yeah, I guess that's why I'm hungry. I forgot to eat my lunch. Jesus, one material, eh? What is it? Xenon or something. XE. Alexa, what is XE on the periodic table? The xenon as a gas. Used for photography. Yes. That's like the most thorough answer I ever needed. Anyone else is one of those devices, they probably enjoyed that.
Oh, not there. Okay, how about here? Ooh, that feels good.
Sophie, thank you for sharing. Much appreciated. And liking. I just got the most thorough answer about what xenon is.
You are our guest.
You are our guest. How have I been? I've been alright. How have you been? Stephanie asked me what I had for dinner yesterday, and the answer was I had a Baconator. And then I mentioned that I had their Halloween drink, which is like swamp water. And I asked Stephanie if she knew what swamp water is, but then I think she refreshed her browser and maybe didn't hear my question. So the question's still on the table. Does anybody know what swamp water is? In the context that I'm using it. Sophie, you've got to have had swamp water. Tell me you didn't. Crap. I better not walk in that, eh? I wonder if these are friendlies or not. I guess one way we could do is duck down. They're friendly, I think, because it's green. Hey, it's a bounty hunter.
Need some credits, newcomer? I've got something I could use a hand with. I'm tracking a Crimson Fleet pirate leader with a price on their head. They're in this area along with the rest of their crew. I could use someone watching my back. Help me out, and half of the bounty is yours.
Guess I can help with that, eh?
Great. Meet me at these coordinates. We'll strike once we're in position.
I'm gonna grab lead on the way. Ones will just follow them, eh? Well, maybe Stephanie hasn't had swamp water because she hasn't answered. Pretty far away there, bounty hunter. Where the heck over there? You see it. You always have it when you go. Do you really? Yeah, I didn't know you could get it at regular restaurants. You can say it if you want. I don't think Stephanie's gonna answer if she hasn't answered yet. Or she might answer anyway after. A drink's not specific enough. Of course it's a drink. You know what it is exactly, and have you had it? At Wendy's they have like one that's on the machine. You just pick it and away it makes it for you. And I can't believe I haven't spotted any xenon. Not a monster drink. It's fairly new. It's just for a Halloween thing. They don't call it swamp water on it. They call it spooktacular drink or something like that. And this bounty hunter had to pick the farthest spot ever. You have to go in the restaurant too, Sophie. You can't get it through drive-through. Like, you know, for some reason there's an awesome pot machine in the Wendy's, but you can only get like, you know, and you can get all sorts of like 0-calorie drinks and regular drinks and all these different flavors, like 6 flavors of every pot basically. And but you know, like when you're, you know, say you go to the drive-through, the only option for 0-calorie is Coke Zero or Pepsi Zero, depending on which one barks. You do 3. Oh. That was like good though. I had like bark 0-calorie for my drink, first drink. And then on my refill I had a spooktacular drink. I bet you know, if we ask Timothy, Stephanie, you have to note it down. But when we see Timothy next time, like when he comes next time, because, you know, he's away, we'll have to ask him if he's had swamp water. Iced tea, root beer, and then orange. Oh, okay. This one was like mellow yellow, I think. Different mixes of mellow yellow or something. Not exactly sure. I think this isn't a great assault weapon. Is Coachman to start?
Let's keep moving.
Guy's not sneaking. Go to longer range.
Let us try not to be responsible for any industrial-sized accidents while we are here.
Taking the long way in.
We are triumphant. Always worth checking. Never know what you might find in their pocket.
Where'd pirate friend go? Or bounty hunter friend go? There he is. He doesn't want to fool around.
Watch your back.
Sometimes I'm not the best shot, I guess, eh? I got him right in the backpack.
I will have your head.
There we got the bad guy. Shoot me. Oh, my aim. Got him. Got him.
Nice work back there. Here, take this. You've earned it. I'll take care of getting this bounty processed. Hope to see you around.
Best not to leave anything useful behind.
Oh, there's a guy there. Shoot him right in the butt. Yeah, these guys hung out with the wrong dude. Dropped all their oranges. How do I get up there?
Facilities like this often prioritize profit over safety for the workers. Be mindful of your surroundings.
Well, hopefully that bounty hunter will be okay. Yes, we did. I didn't even realize I wasn't at the surface.
Should have trained more.
Could have drained more. Oh, crap.
Heavy fire over here.
My way, dudes.
Take those back.
Guess that's where all the gunfire was. Alright, it's blue. Wonder if they recognize me. I used to be one of them. Oh crap. Transfer my stuff to my ship from here. When you're within 500 meters, isn't it? $400 meters? Not 400 meters.
Trying to take a little too much on. Literally.
Maybe it's 250 meters. Find out. There, it's 250 meters, I guess. I think I'd be able to spot a light blue on here somewhere. Maybe up there? Or is that green? That was green. Dang it. Planet's hot. 461 degrees. Maybe that's blue. Hard to tell. Oh, it's green.
Need a moment to walk that off?
I've never had a hard time finding a resource like this. I mean, it's not a big deal because collecting some lead and stuff on the way, but well, here it is. Oh, it's not 250. No. Like 225 maybe? Well, how much do I have now? $182. Getting places. That's obviously not the way to do it, though. Holy crap, that's slow. We'll go to Grissom. There's only two minerals there. Holy, I got him really super long range. That guy had the problem of being in the wrong spot at the wrong time. Hi. 91% surveyed. That's all right. Iron and some sort of gas. Like some sort of colony trader or something. I don't know. That one's surveyed already. I do Kurtz, the moon.
Don't mind us, just passing through. Need something? Always willing to help another wanderer.
What you got any good lead? Oh, I could use those. All six. I can make those big extractors, you know? I don't know what a Tazine. See if there's like resources or something here on this. Tazine superconductors are used in laser turrets, power generation for biome. Mine's a biome, I guess. What's memory substrates used for? So they're used in an animal husbandry. Facility, maybe? I don't know. Matter, I guess. Don't need that one. Maybe he can buy some guns off me. Advanced pacifier. Assassin's EM advanced shoddy. Legendary rifle. Kraken. Those. That. I think I picked up anything else, really, did I?
Let's put this bird on the ground.
Perhaps not the sort of place on which one would settle down.
The other one is aluminum. I'm aluminum right there. Crimson Fleet ship. Big one too.
Always a satisfying moment.
I think we're in space now.
Who's you to keep your head down? Defend the kill.
I think they probably heard me. My giant shotgun. Why is this all considered stealing? Weird, these things aren't stealing. These ones are.
I suppose that is ours now. Eh?
Yeah, of course it is. The whole ship's gonna be ours soon. Weird. We like contraband, man. Right in the middle of them, eh?
How hard is it to take this guy down?
Funny. disjointed design that they got in here. You gotta go up a ladder to get to that one spot. All right, where's the cockpit? Ooh, it did some damage to me. There's this old earth pistol. Oh crap. Oh. I didn't mean to shoot her. She jumped in my way. I think she doesn't get too mad when I accidentally shoot her. Could have taken her out completely. Ugh. I have much choice. I have to steal the ship now because fucking space. Captain safe.
We have resorted to theft now, I see.
Doesn't even make sense why anything on that ship is considered theft. We were boarding it. We can land on the den. Guess I just saved technically. land on. We already got scanned.
All art is political.
Not sure if those foreign zealots live in space or at
The Trade Authority has access to goods and services. Of course, of course.
Old Earth Pistol for 84 damage. Better than this thing, as far as the raw damage goes. It doesn't have enough money. Crap. That worked out. 63 bucks is what they had left.
I hate when people laugh at their own jokes. Like,
Well, at least we scored 3 planets. The gas giant. That's neon.
you aren't funny. Stop it.
Oh my god, I feel the exact same way. It's even worse if the joke's a pun.
Thank you. Got to end.
I used to be an actuary.
I got content. Happy to make a deal. You absolutely.
But he doesn't have enough money either. You're going to bed? Alright, have a good night.
You need something else? I'll be here.
Hope you're finding everything you need. Oh, please, take a look. Appreciate the business.
You guys are talking about jokes too? There must be some new jokes going around. Let's go to Interstellar Affairs.
What?
Yes. Excuse me.
When the galaxy learns the truth about heat leeches, they're gonna be begging for our help. And we have plenty of tools to convince the stubborn. Creating some Franken microplanet on the Terramorphs. I'm glad you saw the obvious issues with that plan as well.
Let's see some book in here.
Howdy.
Yes. What? Pardon.
In here. Yeah, Nova Galactic Manual. What the doctor ordered, man. Get her to run out of the room and steal her book. That's not the book I was looking for, though.
Hi.
I'm looking for President Okilo's desk. May or may not be even on this floor. Or the president's.
This is the first step in our long march against the Terramorphs. But we check in with your commanding officer. All your future assignments will be going through him.
I do not recall you asking if you could take that.
It opens up the New York landmark. So there's one on the ECS Constance. I gotta wait to find that. Wonder if I can go to New Homestead without ditching. Problem is I can never remember where it is. Bernard's Dar? Alexa, in Starfield, what galaxy is New Homestead in? Alexa, stop. I swear it was in or in this area. Alexa, what planet is New Homestead on in the game Starfield? That Volvo, that sounds familiar. Well, that's Hopetown. There's one on Hopetown too.
I don't want to hear any complaints. Keep an eye on your valuables.
Those bring in never liked Hoptech ships. Though I suppose that is hardly the point of them.
We'd be dust except for the factory. Off-worlders. Nothing good ever comes from them.
I don't know where Ron Hope's office is, I wonder. That's the can. Not too talkative.
Just waiting on a credit check.
Oh no, that wouldn't work. The O2 needs enough capacity for the whole ship. I sure hope those colony ship folks were able to get where they... Oh yes. Goodbye, is it?
Oops.
You ever check out the prices at Trident? You could buy like a fleet of Hoptech ships for the same price.
Welcome to Hoptech. Our motto is, their truck. If you have an appointment with Ron Hope, he's on the top floor. He's very busy, so if you don't have a meeting scheduled, he may not be available. If you need anything else, just grab me.
Pickpocketed some money off of him.
Just keep it holstered and we'll get along fine.
This is open now.
We ran out of tungsten midway, and the portside weight is 1.03 heavier than starboard. Boss lady wants to know if we have to start from scratch.
I don't see why. As long as the outside stays the same, it will have the same.
Enjoy your visit to Hope Tech.
And thrust is all that matters once you're in hard vacuum.
Guards everywhere in here.
Just strap some extra plating on it, and that should do it.
Thanks, Doc.
It's Cosette.
If you'll excuse me, I am on duty.
I fear for whoever gets between a ranger and their quarry.
Mr. Hope is a vital part of not only Polvo, but of the entire Freestar Collective.
Any changes on the next order? Forget is prepping as we speak.
No, pretty simple. Standard with extra cargo.
Are you sure?
I changed the order. One time. One time after construction begins. And you get all this badgering. Yes, I'm sure.
Finders keepers, I believe Cora would say.
Sorry, I can't talk now. Where Mr. Hope goes, I go.
I don't believe we have a meeting scheduled. You must be looking for someone else.
What mission was that? I wonder if that's here. Sometimes those books are here.
Pardon.
I guess the book's here this time. There's one in somebody's room too in the lodge. Those snow globes. I mean, it could have took me to Mast and then I would be right there, but.
I'm thinking about taking my spouse to an aunt's for their birthday.
And my mother wanted me to be a doctor.
The Trade Authority has access to. Of course, of course. Of course, of course.
There we go. We launder them.
Anything else? You know where to find us.
I've got lim- We're doing the best we can here. Well, that's what I'm here for. Let's see what we're dealing with. You're a sight, aren't you? All right, we'll suture this up in no time. You're going to feel this, for sure, but you'll be all right in the end. All right, you should be fine now.
There we go. We'll drop off that dragon star book.
Sometimes it seems the UC does not remember. Its history is tied to this place.
Growing up in Sidonia, gotta be tough.
Hey, you're back! Ooh! I don't know. You're starting to make a lot of sense. Okay. I guess it's the least I could do for making you go out of your way to find it for me. Hey, I don't need my old non-first edition copy of the book anymore, so you can have it, I guess. Thanks. There are worse ways. Oh, track down another volume of Dragon Star Force. I'd definitely appreciate it if you could help me out again. I appreciate it. I'll be sure to make it up to you.
When I get older,
This is right where I belong.
I have a friend calling you Atlantis. You never read it.
There we go. We had to find our way out of there.
You looking for the... Hey, friendo. Take a look.
Oh, lad. Yeah.
See you later, friendo.
Would neither confirm or deny these rumors. SSNN recommends that...
Maybe Homestead was on Titan. That's where it was. Aha! I think we gotta talk to Linda while we're there. Hopefully I don't get stuck under my ship. Messes me up sometimes in New Homestead.
I can understand wanting to
Oh, I'm under my
or
ship.
even celebrate his
Oh, I got out
achievement,
though.
but this may take it too far.
Oh, it's because I'm not using my normal ship.
Got anything you need to offload? Trade authorities always buy. Kiosk right here for you. Anything I can help you with? Sure. How about it? work done? I'm sure you can find something you like.
All the stuff that was on that other ship, I think. We're looking for somebody named Maurice.
Sure would be nice to get off world someday.
We get a lot of tourists out this way, but most of them aren't so bold as to strike up conversations with us. What's your deal? You seem genuine enough. So what can I do for you? Well, for one, it's my wife Mara's farm. I just had the good fortune of marrying into it. It's been in her family for generations. We're the best source of fresh produce in the colony. Not like that processed junk we get from off-world, and certainly nothing like that eyesore chunks. From what I know about farming elsewhere, it's largely the same. Big difference is that we need to import or make our own soil. And we need to be extra careful with our temperature control. Titan's surface is frozen, and it's not much better just below it with the ice caves. Then it's just a matter of artificial sunlight and supplying CO2 for the crops. It's not too challenging. No worries. You have yourself a day now.
Get their own little farm, eh?
Farm with my family for the sake of our little colony is one of the greatest pleasures in life. Ah, someone new. Are you a tourist, or have you just moved to New Homestead?
I didn't know I could move there.
Oh, you should probably know then that homes aren't the same as where you're probably from. You'd be lucky to own a private room, let alone a whole hab unit of your own, but don't let that scare you away. It's quite cozy and pleasant here. I'm fascinated by the other worlds in the settled systems. Do you mind if I ask you a question? Oh, wonderful. What's New Atlantis like? Oh my, that sounds incredible. Ever since I overheard one of the tourists speaking about it, I've always wanted to go. We hear about it, of course, but we rarely get much exposure to other worlds beyond the people who come from them to visit our little colony. I wonder if I can convince Nathaniel to go on a trip there with me and our daughter. Do you mind if I ask you another question? Thanks. I promise not to take too much of your time. Is the Freestar Collective as lawless as I've heard? I figured the stories weren't all true. How else would you expect people to live together if you can't trust in laws to keep everyone safe? Even in a small community like ours, we have to maintain law and order. Though, I understand it gets difficult to always protect that out in the vastness of space. I imagine it's the same in the Freestar Collective. Is it okay if I change the subject? Oh, thank you. Are there really planets full of plants, fresh air, and water? I've read about them. It seems incredible, doesn't it? I've only ever known Titan, and it's always so cold and drab. I've always dreamed of visiting one to breathe the air, feel
You
the
go to
warmth of the
Paradiso.
sun, but my husband is reluctant to leave our home. Can I ask you something else?
Holy crap.
Thanks. I promise not to take too much of your time. Is space travel as exciting as it seems? I've heard stories about pirates and spaceship malfunctions and all sorts of terrible things. I've always wanted to try going into space, but I'm also worried about all those dangers. Maybe people here are right. The dangers here are few, and we know how to take care of them. Space is too unknown. Those are all the questions I have at the moment. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day for me.
I overheard you speaking to my wife, Mara, filling her head with ideas about picking up and leaving home. You got anything to say for yourself? Listen here. Mara's free to make her own decisions. I'm not here to control her if that's what you're insinuating. But that doesn't mean I take kindly to other people manipulating her and telling her the other worlds are full of sunshine and rainbows. We live a simple traditional life here, and it's important to the community that we maintain that. Do you understand? People rely on technology too much. We need to remember how to perform the basics to survive in case we ever find ourselves without said technology. We need to remember where we came from, Earth, this system, lest we forget and repeat the same mistakes as before. We're one of the last colonies charged with that preservation. That's why it's important. Traditions like the way we tend this farm, strong family ties, early colonial life. We do it all with the bare minimum technologies to survive. Everything else is hard work done by humans. It's good for humanity's soul.
Oh, yeah.
Good. I know it's not easy for you types, but this is our home. I'm glad you found it in you to respect that. I overheard you speaking to my wife, Mara. You got anything to say for yourself? Listen here. But that doesn't mean we live a simple... We're going to have to agree to disagree then. I only ask that you respect our wishes.
I always wonder what it's like where other people come from. Hello? I'm not really supposed to talk with tourists, but I kind of want to anyway. And I don't think my papa is paying attention. You're not going to tell him, are you? Oh, thank you! I promise it'll be fun. I like talking to tourists. I get to learn so much about everywhere else, and they get to learn about here. Now what should we talk about? I think it's pretty fun. And I get to be around my mama and my papa all day, so that's cool. They say we all have to work a little, because it takes all of us to make the community work. Just like on Earth a really, really, really long time ago. Someday, I think it'd be cool to see other places and do other things, but this is fine for now. Not really. There's some, though. Most are around my age. We all go to school in the same room. My mama says it's because he thinks we'd up and leave if we found out about the rest of the worlds out there. But I keep telling him, I love it here, and I love him, and I would never leave him. He doesn't believe it. He says the kids almost always want to leave when they grow up. But not me. Nope. I just want to visit somewhere else. Maybe. I don't know. I've never been to any other schools. We mostly learn about the history of the Sol system and Earth and stuff like that until we get old enough to go on our learning vacation. That's when we get to leave to go to school somewhere else for a few years, or travel and visit other worlds, try out jobs and stuff. Oh, I can't wait. Bye.
I overheard you speaking to my wife, Mara. Feeling her. You got anything to say for your... Goodbye.
Is it a residential wing? I guess we'll go to the residential wing.
It's always so cold here.
Hello.
Bathroom. Clinic.
Another tourist. Just do me a favor and stay out of trouble. It's hard enough dealing with our own sick and injured. Great! Another tourist. Let me guess. You slipped on the ice and need a doctor to wrap your sprained ankle?
Rude.
They do, but they're also a terrible burden for a small colony doctor like myself. I have enough trouble treating our own people with the time and resources I have. I appreciate that you're trying to set me at ease, but that might as well be the same. Sorry for how I responded. It's not you, it's me. I'm just frustrated about all the non-native people I need to treat when our own still need help. Anyway, what can I do for you? Even though we don't have shiny new medical facilities, I imagine it's easier than wherever you're from. We have fewer people here, and we're very responsible when it comes to our personal health and welfare. So there's not much I can't handle.
Free TV raid.
We can get access
Nice.
to off-world specialists.
Welcome.
Contrary to popular belief.
And thank you for inviting your viewers. Retro Entertainment. Free TV. Welcome, Moshi. Anna Bunny.
It's a harsh world, but as long as you're inside or wear a suit when going out, you'll be fine here. There's no breathable air on the surface, and you'll quickly freeze to death outside without protective gear, but otherwise the hazards are minimal.
Sounds like a nice place outside, eh?
And has stood the test of time. It's safe, and it's proof that people can live pretty much anywhere. Don't worry so much.
You are our guest.
Thank you for liking. Much appreciated. You guys are hopefully having a good hump day, Wednesday.
I don't. They make a mockery of New Homestead culture. And on top of it, they're reckless. It's like I said before, I feel like I'm treating them more often than our own people.
Oh, not there.
Thank you for sharing,
Ooh,
too.
That feels good.
Yeah, that may be best suited for someone relatively unknown, instead of myself. I've got a mountain of work and a reputation to maintain.
Oh, we got a secret quest.
So I bought a realistic monster costume. The plan was to wear it, scare tourists away, and start a rumor about terrible creatures living on Titan. I figure that once word gets around, tourism will take enough of a dive to give me some relief. Maybe, I'm not sure. I know it sounds crazy.
But he might
but
shoot me.
I don't have any other ideas. The tourism board flat out won't help me, and I don't have money in the budget to hire additional help. And you know these tourists will believe anything they see and hear. I think it's worth a shot. Worst case scenario, I'm back to square one. Oh, good. I was hoping not to have to do it myself, so I'm glad to have a volunteer. Here's the costume. I think this will work best on the surface, so just find a group and run up to them, acting like a convincing alien monster. With any luck, they'll run screaming and book the next flight out of here.
She's not very tourist friendly, is she? Lounge. That's not really much of a lounge, is it?
I trust you understand the risk in taking that.
Those other books aren't stealable. Sometimes if you get the right book, you take it over to the bookstore in Aquila.
Enjoy your visit here.
and you could sell it for some pretty good money. You have to have it in your inventory, and you ask her if she needs any help with old Earth books.
Happy to help.
Plus, by looking at different books unlocks potential snow globes on Earth. A museum of some sort. Ice hockey stick used in the city of Edmonton, Canada during the 1988 championship game. Hey, it's like maybe a Gretzky stick or something. Alexa, what year did Gretzky get traded to LA? August 9th, 1988 was when he got traded. That's awesome. Ooh, very impressive. Earth knickknacks. It's hilarious that they mentioned Edmonton in this game. What time is it? Ugh. This is... How long has this been running? Didn't say anywhere. I don't know. 9:16. This thing had the time of the game somewhere. The old boat. NASA. Oh, here's the NASA copyright stuff, you know, that they said.
Hey there! Hope you brought a healthy thirst for history. Why, hello there! I'm Bill Starsap of Starsap Tours. Let me tell you, this place is full of history and interesting facts.
Tell me about the hockey stick.
Did you know that New Homestead was one of the first colonies established outside of Earth? It's been populated in some capacity for over 200 years.
Great.
Yes, sirree, and that's not science fiction, it's science fact. There's a lot more history where that came from.
Oh my.
So what do you say? I've got an opening. I could take you on a tour right now if you'd like.
It cost me money.
Excellent! You won't regret it. My tours are one of a kind. Now, there's just the matter of price. The going rate for a genuine Starsap tour is only 100 credits. Well, 100 credits is very reasonable, I think.
I just like using my persuasion.
I assure you it wasn't intentional. I really should have been upfront about the price. I thought maybe you saw one of the flyers. Maybe I could do something for you. I'm glad you understand the position I'm in here. You know what? I may be starting to like you. Tell you what, I like you. This one's on the house, but if you enjoyed the tour, I'd really appreciate if you'd tell all your friends about me when it's done. So let's get this show on the road, eh? All right. right, so
All right.
this is New Homestead's main concourse. This underground area didn't exist when the original outpost, Titan Astro Base, was finished in 2130. Follow me. We'll come back here by the end of the tour and talk about the museum collection. But first, let's go see where people live. Now remember, these people aren't actors. They actually live here, so try to be respectful of that. While the original inhabitants of the Titan Astro Base lived in pods like you saw up above, they transitioned down here when this section of the base was finished in 2144. Space is extremely limited, so you'll notice some overflow here, but more residences also exist on lower levels, which are inaccessible to tours. I'll stop at each of our destinations if you want to look around, or if you have any questions for me.
You'll never catch me. I kind of want to try food from that Chunks place, but my papa says just a bunch of junk food for tourists.
See, those posters are here too.
Someone's got to talk to Joyce about these brownouts.
You got brownouts here too because of the ice. Probably don't mind if I steal their book.
I'm not sure that these space frog pictures fit with our town's historical aesthetic, but they do bring a smile to my face.
The whole space frog thing's like a running gag now.
Have any questions so far? I'm not sure the exact count, but New Homestead is a fairly small colony. What you see is what you get for the most part, except for some other people who live in the private lower levels. Some, particularly security, and yours truly, even commute from other worlds.
Really?
The original Titan Astro Base had more habitation pods on the surface connected to some of the old structures you may have seen in the back. As the colony grew, the base was expanded underground, and those hab units were recycled into materials used down here. Sadly, it's difficult to get additional construction done inside these underground caverns. So for now, additional populations are housed in these stacks of old shipping crates. As you might expect, this is where some of the less wealthy can afford to live. It's not glamorous, but they are functional and cozy. Alrighty, we'll be taking the residential elevator to the farms area on the surface level. This way, please. Let's leave these good people alone for now and go check out the farms. Follow me up the elevator.
Get his mask on for a second.
New Homestead's farms are the beating heart of the colony. Without them, the original outpost would have shriveled and died. These pods are sealed and climate controlled, a perfect environment for growing the hydroponic vegetation needed for survival in the early days of the colony. Any questions about the farms? These days, it's a mix of what you find elsewhere in the galaxy, but in the olden days, it was all brought over from Earth. It was a lot of hardy root vegetables like potatoes, carrots, beets, and such, supplemented with corn, peas, green beans, soy, etc., which didn't always grow as well. Good question. It's largely the same, because this was the colony that pioneered the techniques you see elsewhere. But you'll notice that the farms here are smaller and staffed by humans, not robots. Things here are a little more old-fashioned compared to some of the large factory farms you'll find elsewhere in the settled systems. Oh, they are indeed. Colonists still cultivate plant-based food for their own consumption here in New Homestead. It's less vital to their survival these days, as they also import supplemental food from other colonies, including meats, dairy, and synthetics. However, most citizens here take pride in a New Homestead-grown, sustainable diet. Onward it is! We'll be stopping by the Brown Horse Tavern later in the tour, which uses many of these locally sourced ingredients in their cooking. But for now, it's just a short way to our next stop. Follow me! So, the old biolabs are just on the other side of this building, believe it or not. We'll step on through the hallway there. They're not in use anymore, but the colony has faithfully recreated them as a historical exhibit, true to the original purpose of the Titan Astrobase. Sadly, they're undergoing some light renovation. Otherwise, there'd be interactive activities for kids to learn about how they used to search for microbial life here.
Outside for too long here. You will freeze solid without the proper protection.
Welcome to New Homestead.
The people here live a simple life. Try not to complicate it.
You get used to the methane processing step after a while.
Enjoy your visit here.
Pardon the dust, but I can still answer some questions about the old Titan Astrobase biolabs. Oh, I'm sorry. I completely forgot to mention that. That's what this place was originally called. When NASA divested its interest in the Astrobase and turned it over to the people back in 2185, they renamed it New Homestead and established it as a historical site. Funny you should ask. Sadly, none. See, NASA funded the Titan Astrobase project because conditions seemed ripe for primordial life to form in Titan's methane pools. They tested many different sites, performed deep core ice drilling, and more, yet nothing turned up. Well, NASA defunded the xenobiology program in 2132, but a scientist by the name of Catherine Neely proposed research into advanced colony building on inhospitable worlds. So, by 2135, work began on what would ultimately set us all up to create habitats anywhere humans dared to explore. These very labs housed the computer systems used in that research. That and general storage for the colony. Lots of storage. You got it. On to our next stop. Next, we'll be heading outside, so make sure to check those seals on your suit because it's a bit chilly out there. We're going out into the frozen wastes of Titan to see what powers this planet. Watch your step outside, by the way. The ice can be slippery if you're not careful. The goal is to keep people out of Dr. Lakota's infirmary. Anyway, where were we? Oh, yes. Powering New Homestead. As you might imagine, generating energy was a real challenge back in the day because the technology was much more crude. But crude or not, it was that technology that sustained the old Astro base. And it might surprise you to learn that the same technology is still working today.
They got wind generator.
The interesting thing about the colony is that it's mostly powered by clean, renewable energy. You'll see one of the methods used on the horizon up ahead. That's right, New Homestead's famous wind farms. Chosen for the colony in part because of its constant winds. These turbines have been integral to the colony's function since its establishment as a cheap, mostly reliable source of electricity.
And they probably got ice on them. Right there, that one's not even moving right. It's probably got ice on it.
Hey, be careful not to point that thing at me.
So, let's talk about wind power, shall we? You're right. Most surface wind on Titan isn't too terribly strong, but here, the altitude and other conditions are perfect for sustained wind power. Like many worlds with atmosphere, the higher you go, the windier it gets. You're looking at a piece of history. Sure, wind power is used throughout the galaxy, but these people were able to make do with it for hundreds of years. It's impressive that was all they had back then, and still make it work to this day. Mostly. I'm sure you've noticed the occasional brownouts. I guess these old machines have a habit of freezing up, what with all the ice out here. There's some methane on reserve for critical life support systems, but everything else here is otherwise powered by the units you see here. You're the boss. Let's go! Moving right along, we're going to learn about Titan's great natural resources. Titan is rich with hydrocarbons like methane and ethane. Surely you saw huge pools of this stuff on your descent into New Homestead. I like to think they add to the natural beauty of this world. Though, of course, stay away from them because, like anything beautiful, they can be dangerous. Just like my last ex-wife's pet. She had this gorgeous, I don't know what you'd call it, creature. The guy that sold it to her couldn't tell her what it was or where it was from. I don't think it was even a legal sell, to be honest. The thing was very easy on the eyes. Feathers, all the colors of the rainbow. Nasty bite, though. Wound up in the hospital and almost lost my hand. Still not enough for her to get rid of the dang thing. Anyway, there's a reason she's my ex-wife. Not enough about me. We were talking about methane and other resources, right? Hey, can you believe it? Back in the 20th century on Earth, they used to fight wars over natural resources like this and petroleum. They had this whole moon here basically made of hydrocarbons in their own backyard. They just couldn't get to it. Incredible how far we've come. New Homestead is home to one of the oldest and largest methane processing plants in the settled systems. Every year, UC engineers go through a painstaking, month-long maintenance process. That's how this place has remained operational as long as it has. I'm not going to take you too close to the machinery, liability and all, but I can still answer questions. Questions? Fire away! Yeah, it's not as if they shut down for a month. It's not shut down at all, actually. See, this place is built with redundant systems, so they can shut it down piece by piece and suffer only a reduction in throughput. During that time, the UC gets more of its resources from other places, allowing New Homestead to maintain what it needs. Exports mostly, since this world is so methane rich and has the infrastructure for it, a lot of the UC's methane comes from Titan. Of course, new homesteaders use it themselves for everything from generating heat to turning it into breathable oxygen via modern science. Oh, no one's ever asked me that before. Something to do with methane-eating microbes, I believe? I honestly don't know. Sorry. Okie dokie, artichokey. There will be time for more later anyway. So, this next stop is a bit of an interesting one. I only recently made it part of the tour. Fun fact, it's also the only natural landmark on the tour. What we're about to see is a glacial spire we affectionately call Emir's Horn. This colus used to be named
after a character in a popular fantasy novel, but it was changed a couple hundred years ago to avoid any potential litigation. Now, what's a colus, you might say? Colus derives from the Latin word for hill, and scientists only gave names to groups of hills on a planet's surface. So in reality, the term you hear more often is the plural, coles, with an E. You probably don't hear it very often where you're from, because it was usually a term reserved for unexplored planets, back when they didn't have the technology to describe what they were seeing firsthand. Because of that, the term is much more common in the Sol system, but you may still hear it occasionally in reference to uncharted worlds. This planet's full of them, though, and they like to preserve that history here.
Hey, Esta.
You are our guest.
We're on a tour with Bill.
So here it is, Ymir's Horn. You're free to take a closer look if you like. How about that? You really know your stuff. Maybe you should be the one giving the tour. I kid. I'm not sure. I heard someone say that before. Something about the worn-down remains of an ancient volcano producing ice via steam? I don't know. It sounds like you understand this stuff better than I do. According to ancient Norse mythology, Ymir was the first Jotun, a frost giant. In the legend, they were both male and female and gave birth to the progenitors of all giants from their armpits. Ymir even predated the Norse gods, who, as it turns out, killed Ymir to fashion the earth and all of humanity from the corpse. It's a fascinating story, and the horn here is a fitting tribute to it. Just be careful. It can get slippery out that way. I'll wait here.
There you go. That's amazing, isn't it?
So here it is. Excellent. On to the next stop then. So, we're gonna head back inside through the methane processing plant. Try not to touch anything on your way. We want to make sure to respect Dr. Lakota's wishes to be safer around here. That brings me to another point. You'll notice the people around here have last names related to where their families originated from on Earth, as a way to remember the past. The museum curator, Maurice Leon, has more information about that if you're interested. You can find him inside the main concourse. Loves talking about it. You'll find most of the locals
So you'd be Esta Australia there.
tourists like yourself. Tourism is a major draw to this colony these days, and I respect that. Most of them are happy.
Or I guess it's maybe the city or something like that. Lakota is
for a lot of these folks.
probably a city name, wouldn't it be?
Those folks in Sidonia may be closer to Earth.
My NPC keeps getting locked out.
Is the nerve center of the plant. Production is such an important part of the colony's livelihood, it's important that the techs notice any issues and react to them quickly. Anyway, we're headed into the ice mines. It's a natural spring where water bubbles up from deep below, but due to the cold, it keeps freezing as it reaches the surface.
Looks like you should be wearing a bigger coat, Bill.
Happy to answer any questions you have about what we're doing here. Another tourist come to learn about the ice mines, huh? It's dangerous in the ice mines. I'd much rather answer your questions than have you going off to explore on your own. For one, New Homestead is not a wealthy colony. But we also pride ourselves on doing things the old ways. It's part of the living history, they say. We don't mind. We work hard here, and it's very rewarding. For drinking water, and we use some of it to produce this air you're breathing. We recycle a lot of what we use, but we still need a nice, steady supply of fresh water. Lucky for us, Titan provides. I'm surprised I still get this question. It's slippery, it's sharp, it can break, it can cave in. Those are just the obvious examples. Titan is also full of methane, which can sometimes be trapped under the ice. As you know, methane can explode under the right conditions. It can also asphyxiate you if you breathe in too much of it. So you can relate. It's good to talk with someone who understands the challenges of the job. Not everyone does. If I might ask, what do you mind?
None is a none of your business.
Oh. That's not what I expected at all when you said you did mining. But, visions, you say, huh? Well, that sounds more like what those people get up to in Neon, from what I understand. Anyway, I'm sure we could swap mining stories all day, but, I really should be getting back to what I was doing soon. Bye.
I found myself suddenly very grateful for our accommodations in the lodge.
Looks like water to me.
What else can I tell you about the ice mines? I wouldn't recommend it. First, it's an active work site. Second, it still needs to be filtered and checked for contaminants. But don't worry, we'll stop somewhere for refreshments before the tour is over. Good question. I believe it has something to do with not wanting to contaminate the water with methane and other chemicals. The ice helps prevent impurities in the water. At least this is what I've been told. Not all. Some water is created as a byproduct of methane processing, but that's usually saved in the emergency reserves. Sounds good. Let's keep going then.
Sounds good.
Just one more stop before we're done with the tour, and it just happens to be my favorite. This colony is home to the longest running establishment still in existence, the Brown Horse Tavern. The Brown Horse started as a simple mess hall for the scientists and workers when the underground was built, but it's been operated by the same family ever since. Now, what's a horse, you might say? They were a large four-legged animal on Earth, often used for transportation or manual labor. Long before space travel was even a dream for the folks of Earth, even before antique machines like automobiles were possible, horses could be found everywhere. You might have seen them in old movies or read about them somewhere. If not, I highly recommend looking into them sometime. They're beautiful animals. The tavern's original owner was infatuated with them, from what I understand, and named the place in their honor. The moniker, Brown Horse Tavern, is also a throwback to names of similar Earth restaurants hundreds of years before it was established.
Well,
Warm food, cold
I
drinks.
suppose
What else
this
could you
is
want?
one way to make a living, and if New Homestead deems it necessary.
Welcome. I'm Anya. Is this your first time with us at the Brown Horse Tavern? Oh, well, thank you for joining us. You're in for a real treat. We've got an assortment of food and drinks, some of which follow homemade recipes that have been passed down over hundreds of years. So, what can I do for you? Oh, hardly. The locals pretty much stay away from chunks, so whenever they don't feel like cooking themselves and want a fresh meal, they come to me. Only the tourists eat that junk. But don't tell that to my husband. He manages the chunks. I love him, but he's a bit of a fanatic about it.
On the phone.
You mean the Brown Horse? Well, it's only the longest continuous running restaurant since humans started settling outside of Earth. There's a lot of history within these walls, and some damn fine food and drink, if I say so myself. This place has been in my family for generations. My however many, great-grandmother opened it when the first colony started on Titan. Back then, it was a simple mess hall that she chose to put a little extra love and flavor into. And now, it's the pride of New Homestead. Let me show you what we have.
We got pierogies. Everybody always asks what pierogies are. That's pierogies right there. Very popular here in Western Canada. Boy, I like pierogies. Really have that good.
Hope you'll be back sometime.
That delicious smell is making me hungry. Can I answer anything about the Brown Horse? Anya Seattle is the current owner of the Brown Horse.
Anya Seattle?
Family for generations. But Anya will be able to tell you more herself.
Wonder pierogies are there.
It doesn't feel right
Western.
coming from me when she's standing right over there. Ooh, that's a tough one. I honestly love everything Anya serves here. I'd be doing her a disservice to recommend one dish over another. You want the real answer? Order one of everything. Easy. All the other ones fell to ruin when we abandoned Earth. There were technically older ones on Mars, but those have long since shuttered or been replaced. Okay then. All right, we're headed to the last stop, right back where we began. Feel free to check out the museum exhibit in the main concourse here. These displays are full of rare Earth trinkets salvaged from before humanity left, and Maurice is happy to talk about the collection. The museum's curator, Maurice, will be happy to talk to you if you want to know more. Well, that's that. I hope you enjoyed Starsap Tours as much as I enjoy giving them.
That was a fine tour, dude.
Oh, wow. I really appreciate it. You know, I rely on tips from good people like you, so thank you from the bottom of my heart. Enjoy the rest of your stay in New Homestead.
Perhaps in the future we could skip the extra steps and just set your cred stick on fire directly?
Take care!
Apparently she didn't like the tour. They got 200 XP for that.
Careful. There are some dangerous areas around here that are not part of any tours.
Yeah, I found Maurice.
The museum here is free to everyone.
One of these books, I think, is one I need for a snow globe. It's called Maurice Lyon's Journal.
Hello there. Are you here to peruse our little museum exhibit? Wonderful. These are all rare artifacts from before the collapse of Earth. There isn't much of this stuff left outside of private collections, but here we're happy to share a glimpse of them with the public. If you have
You
any
are our
questions
guest.
about
Ooh, and thank you for
the
liking.
homestead, I'm
Much
happy to
appreciated.
answer as best as I can. It's an interesting story. New Homestead began as a scientific research base called the Titan Astrobase, back when space travel was in its infancy. The hope was that humanity would be able to discover simple alien life here given the moon's composition and water supply. When that ultimately failed, it was repurposed as a colony research base where scientists and engineers studied how to build colonies on inhospitable worlds. Then, finally, when gravity drives were commonplace and we started finding Earth-like planets, New Homestead was born as a living history community to preserve that past. When our early colonists learned of Earth's demise, they decided to take on the names of their cities of origin as a way to remember their heritage.
We'll have to see if anybody's
Some may have
from any other places we
over the
recognize.
years, and some may have taken it more seriously than others, but the names are mostly accurate. For instance, my family comes from the city of Lyon, in a country that was called France. Of course, certainly. We have several items in our collection that we rotate in and out over time, but they all originate from the same place, Earth. We have everything from toys to antique technology to sports memorabilia. We even used to have an old Earth vehicle, but we had to sell it when we ran out of space for it. Most of our collection was donated by fellow Earth enthusiasts and historians who felt
Maybe I could have sold my old Earth gun to him.
here in the Sol system. I am Maurice Lyon, and I am the community elder. As the oldest living citizen at 96, my only job is to keep Earth history alive. I tell stories
He's pretty old.
to young people and the visitors from other worlds. Although my memory isn't what it used to be, I try my best to get the stories right. Sure, I'd love to. There was once a war so big that they say all of the world was involved. This was actually the second time it happened. They fought because a terrible man named Hitler rose to power and slaughtered many innocents. Millions were lost. Even the colony war pales in comparison. Why, certainly. It's what I do. There was a time when huge monstrosities called dinosaurs ruled over Earth, long before humans existed. They were similar to some of the larger life forms you might see elsewhere in the settled systems. Their reign ended when I can never remember if it was a comet, an asteroid, or a meteor that hit the Earth. Whatever it was, it nearly wiped out most of the life at that time. Let me think of a good one. A long time ago, thousands of years, humans built a wall so large it spanned the northern length of one of Earth's largest empires, China. They called it the Great Wall of China, and it was meant to keep out invading hordes. If I recall correctly, it didn't always work as well as they had hoped. I'll have to look it up again. Memory's not what it once was.
Now, it must be out of stories. Grayed out. There's an old computer.
New Homestead is a living history exhibit. But these are real people, so please be kind to them.
We live a simple life on New Homestead, but make no mistake, it's fulfilling.
Old VCR tape. Like a Sony Discman. Things don't tell you what they are.
To lay eyes on the Earth. Just once.
The people here live a simple life. Try not to complicate it.
There we go. We got another one. There's one at the lodge and one at Neon. So the one at the lodge. Oh, and there's one in the private room. The board siren the stars, but I would grab that one.
Mine is currently Whetstone, but it changes.
We gotta look for Mateo's bedroom. It's called Sir Livingstone's second journal.
Back again. Who do you think will be the first to ask us questions? Mateo or Noel?
I don't know. Where do you think Mateo's room is? Walter. Hey, that's perfect time to come when they're sleeping. We could tell whose room then. Can. Some sort of thing. I don't know. Apparently only the old man sleeping. This is my room? Oh, somebody's room.
What's up?
Report the clerk Lewis. Well, that's not the right room there for sure. You missed the whole stream. Well, that's okay. You're here now. I was collecting snow globe things and I surveyed a couple planets. I took a tour from some guy of New Homestead. That took a while. Diablo, eh? I'm looking for a book in Mateo's room, but I don't know which one is Mateo's room. You know which one Mateo's room is? Guess this must be his room. He's sleeping right there. I was lucky. This is the book we need. Okay, visit landmark on Luna. Now we gotta go to Neon. This one or this one, I can't remember.
Neon is for indulgence and decadence. I am both disgusted.
I know you.
I think Neon is the coolest city out of the three main cities, eh? Almost bedtime, that's true.
Clearly the intent is to get us into the astral lounge. Shall we follow the signs?
Having fun?
You try Aurora yet? The one with
cheering for me. Oh, I don't have a dancing suit. Depends on if you enjoy just an oil rig town. I like the colors and all that stuff. I don't know what I did with it. I had a dancing outfit before. I don't know how to dance, so. As cool as it gets. You like Aquila because the thing's right there?
You're out there a lot, right? In space? Just do us all a favor and never turn into one of those spacers.
Like in dance like in Mass Effect. That's Nina's suite, I guess. I can still go in there. Anything in here? I probably cleaned it out before. Is my subwoofer setting off my mic? A little bit.
By all means, feel free to disturb. I can't wait to hear what you have to say.
Hope whatever you took is worth the risk.
Ah, we got the penthouse key. I don't know how to get there, but just pickpocketed his key right out of there. I've never been in this area. It's employees only. Although we're detected. Guess maybe that person over there. Oh, we're kind of hidden.
Hope you're enjoying the music at the lounge. Yeah, sorry, I don't do autographs.
I don't know. No, maybe.
Now that would be something new for a change. You can't even imagine how many people ask for an autograph or picture after we've been modding all night.
It gets really annoying. Programming the beats? Turning the dials? Come on, stay with me here. Hey, I love my fans. I just don't like when they take things too far, you know? Our music slate's gone. Completely vanished. I had all of my new songs figured out on that thing, and someone ripped me off. Total drag. Oh yeah, absolutely. It allows me to step away from myself for a while and harmonize with the universe. There's music out there, you know, if you listen. The trick is not getting hooked on that feeling. I got
Borealis.
a few times.
That's kind of clever for a
And
DJ name.
always managed to pull me back. I started playing music when I was 10. My father had an old electronic keyboard he passed down to me, and I fell in love with the thing. By the time I was 15, I got my first track and started club hopping. I was pretty young, but with my father as manager, he watched my back. 4 years later, and here I am, booked into the hottest club in the settled systems. Pretty crazy. Feeling the music? Oh man. Wow, that would be so cool. Yeah, please. I thought I sensed a decent aura around you when you walked up. Songs, lyrics, poems, all of my thoughts, basically. We're talking 3 years of stuff. It's not like I can just rewrite everything. Some of those moments of inspiration are long gone, out of my mind. That's why I write them down. The thing is, I perform here at the lounge every single night, which means I can't repeat the same set over and over. I have to keep it real. Exactly. So, anything you can do to help is appreciated. Oh, and if you're looking for a lead, talk to Micah. She works the bar at Euphorica, and she's a walking grapevine. Anyway, I got to figure out how I'm going to mod my next set. I'll see you around, okay? Well, most of the people who come through here are fans, and they're either zoned or just taking the rhythms. That leaves collectors, competitors, or just a thief trying to make a cred. It could be anyone, really. People try to put a price on everything. Doesn't matter if it's music or the stars. If that price is big enough, you start attracting people with bad vibes and long knives. Only a matter of time before you get cut. Hope you enjoy the show.
How do I get out of here? Might be one of those things at a higher level, too. I don't remember how to get to my penthouse. Maybe it's near there. Better save. We're in a secure area. We're looking for a book called The Price of Destiny. Of course, this place is enormous. I like this guy's condo layout better than mine that I bought. Guess he's like the mayor though, so he gets to have the nicest place. Pretty sweet kitchen. Don't really have anything worth stealing though, eh? Well, that's a different bedroom. Oh, it's the same one, isn't it? Didn't know there were stairs down. It scared me. I'm not really sure how to get to my condo. I spent a lot of money on that condo too, and I don't know how to get to it.
Private sector. That's where the real money's at.
Hopefully we'll see some action soon.
People joke, say those rumors that it's worship a snake.
Let me tell you, it ain't a snake.
If the gangs can keep
Do you remember how to get there, Antonio? Maybe this is the entrance. Yeah, it looks like it. I think mine's the Sky Suite. My steak's still there. Last
night was enlightening. I hope to Learn more next time.
Anyway, I go to work tomorrow, so I'm going to bed. Got all the things that I can get. The only one I can't get is that there's one on the late mission or something, it says. So I got to do the main missions. And there's one on that one spaceship that I can't find that used to be by Paradisio. So if you haven't done that mission yet, when you're on the spaceship for that mission, you want to look for that while you can. I have to wait till they maybe patch it because I don't know where the heck that chip is. Where was it here? Siren of the Stars, I think, is one you can't get to again. And there's one in the classroom in the ECS Constants. I gotta wait so hopefully they patch the ECS constant. Otherwise, I'd have to redo the snow globes in New Game Plus. Anyway, if you want to check out my YouTube, links in the video description. Thank you for whatever role you played today. Who shared and chatted and liked and voted and all that stuff. Antonio, Esta, Sophie, Stephanie, our most recent chatters. Some of them are gone. Some of them may still be here. I don't know. Do you like BTS? BTS got 67% no's, 33% yeses. Maverick didn't show up today because he was briefly here for a minute yesterday. Well, it's unlucky for him. That's his favorite band. Anyway, have a good night, everyone. Thanks again.